So, to become a master, I've got to catch a fly with chopsticks. But in Australia, we have bloody big flies. So we need bloody big chopsticks. How the paddler moved their legs, their body and their arms against the paddle determines how much force they can produce. From the study by Gomori 2013, I first thought that skilled paddlers traded 1 to 2% of efficiency for an increase of 28% in force, but in hindsight I think we do not properly understand what makes the paddle or when the paddle is most efficient. My first experiments into what technique produced the most force involved using weights. This allowed me to feel which muscles were working hard and which body parts were producing force. This technique produces more force. It may be appropriate for a water trial where a paddler pulls the whole dragon boat, and it may be appropriate for the first few strokes of a dragon boat race. However, the paddling technique, or the angle and movement of the paddle, may not be efficient at low speeds or in the first few strokes. However, it may be more efficient at high speeds. The power of your paddling stroke is determined by force over time. An ergometer is a good tool to use to evaluate how much power your technique is producing, so you can adjust your technique to produce the optimum power for a sprint or for an endurance race. To get valid and relevant measures, it is better to have your ergometer set up so that it feels like you're actually in a dragon boat in terms of catch position and resistance of the blade against the water. Kayak studies show that the same forces are produced in an ergometer as compared to the water, and muscle activation, magnitude and timing is very similar. Did some hard training over the years. Our gym sessions were very freelance and open to innovation and ideas. With my own background in martial arts, both hard and soft, and my education in sports science, and with my ongoing injuries, can I find an easier way to produce more force and power? Happily, yes, there is an easier way. There are natural pathways where the human body produces more strength. If you adopt these pathways, you can produce more power without having to go to the gym, although going and strengthening yourself at the gym will allow you to produce more force and power more often. These natural pathways exist because of the muscle length-tension relationship and actin-myosin cross-bridging. Choose your muscles and your movement wisely for more strength and more power. Question: why haven't dragon boat race time records improved over the decades? Has our technique evolved with the advent of carbon fiber paddles compared to when wood paddles were the norm? A carbon fiber paddle is much lighter, which means recovering the paddle after the stroke would be a lot easier. Ignoring techniques passed down over generations, if we utilized a more abbreviated recovery technique and found ourselves with a much more limited range of motion of the trunk, would we be in a better position to utilize the smaller muscles of the obliques and optimize the length-tension relationship of those muscles.